connections for the previously disconnected. So I'm going to kick things off with a brief video, runs about 2 minutes. It does a great job in terms of telling our story, and then we'll dive into a little bit more detail.
Manifest by Tactile, a rapid and scalable digital augmentation platform that addresses the barriers to elegant deskless work. Manifest is a digital backbone that offers a single portal for deskless workers to connect with the 4 domains of operations: people, place, product, and process. Through Manifest, previously disconnected workers now have multiple tools to get jobs done and overcome hurdles wherever that job is being performed. The worker is augmented with digital process instructions, remote mentoring, and data from the organization's IT systems. Here's how it works. Digitized work instructions provide step-by-step guidance to perform a job along with supporting photos, videos, and documents that enhance process understanding. If workers need current inventories, updated resources, or need to create work orders, they can view and update information on the organization's IT systems without leaving Manifest. And supervisors can view progress to help identify bottlenecks directly from their desktop. IoT integration allows workers to see sensor readings coming from the equipment they're working on and monitor how it responds to their actions, all in real time. If the workers get to a part of the process that challenges them, they can use Manifest to connect directly with coworkers who can now see what they see and provide support using digital ink within the worker's field of view.
I want you to check out the wiring and make sure everything's plugged in.
Being connected makes time at work more enjoyable, more collaborative, and less stressful. Digitized workflow monitoring provides management with a clear view of operations, so there are no surprises. Manifest is rapidly scalable within every type of operation. It can be deployed in the cloud, on-site, or offline. It has multiple layers of cybersecurity. It has special tools to transition process documentation into the digital space. And it works on all the devices that matter. Manifest, a digital platform enabling rapid and flawless workflows, everywhere, by anyone, every time.
So like I said, that's a lot of information, but it does give a good overview of our vision. It's really about putting the worker, the previously disconnected worker, at the center so that they can benefit from having these back-end connections, either to a workforce management system to tell them what their work orders or work cards are for the day, IoT systems so that it can see live, real-time IoT data and make safer, more informed decisions, remote assistance features so that if they do get stuck following the step-by-step instructions that exist in spatial or mixed reality, they can actually reach out and get additional help. But it's really about putting the worker first, and that's really our goal at Tactile. So when we think about the 4 quadrants or the 4 constituents of really what make companies work, it's people, process, locations, and assets. And what we've chosen to do, again, focusing on the workers, but Manifest at the center of all of this, so that they can tie in to the workforce management. They can support locations other than the one they're actually sitting in. They can connect to the assets that they're working on, get more information from that asset as they're working on it, and ultimately connect with other people. So it's about providing that connectivity across an entire workforce that really allows Manifest to shine in creating safer, more efficient work streams. So we use digital reality, digitally augmented work streams to be able to support this. You might have seen the use of a HoloLens, you saw an iPad, but we're relatively device agnostic. Certainly in aerospace, millions of dollars have already been invested in things like iPad, and so we support iPad today. And if customers want to take that next leap into a mixed reality environment, we support Magic Leap and HoloLens. But again, these are only tools, these are only devices. The goal is to really connect these workers to provide safer, more efficient work environments. And collaboration is also key. I don't think anyone really wants to do anything in a silo anymore. And the ability to connect with others, either through video chat or remote assistance, or just staying in contact with the workforce management system so that as you go through a process that's chronicled, management can understand where you are, they can step in to help you, they can call in additional experts if you get stuck. So it's all about the power of that connectivity that really helps these workers achieve more in a much safer fashion. So the rather gratuitous current customer slide. I think the interesting thing about this slide, in addition to some really terrific customers we've worked with all over the world, is the variety of customers. It doesn't matter if you're Amazon and you're on the cutting edge of technology every single day and you're using Manifest to program picking robots on a warehouse floor, or you're the US Army and you're currently using pen and paper and you're making a leap beyond a tablet experience and actually moving into mixed reality. By connecting that worker through our system, we can help everyone achieve more. And again, safety and efficiency is the goal of the connectivity that we offer. And so it's a wide swath across defense, private, US, international, because this need is everywhere. When we first built Manifest, it was about to help combat what we call in the United States the silver tsunami. So we have a number of individuals that are entering the twilight period of their career. They've amassed an incredible amount of expertise, and they're going to walk out the door. And when they walk out the door, all of that expertise goes with them. At the same time, we have a younger workforce that is coming online, and they're being handed a paper manual. And the problem is they grew up with an iPhone in their face. They're not interested in learning from a paper manual. So we created Manifest initially just to capture that knowledge and pass it down in an exciting and engaging way to a younger workforce. From that initial development, we really realized the key is the connectivity. By connecting these workers and giving them access to all of these back-end systems, we are able to create a more efficient, safer workforce. And we'll just harp on those three words over and over again, because that is really our mission inside of Tactile. So in creating these work streams, we've uncovered some really interesting kind of data. We find that, and there are case studies that have been done by us and also done by our customers, by getting access to all of this information that is created by the customers themselves. They're existing experts. They've already invested all the time and resources into these individuals. We give them the ability to harness and capture that knowledge into the system. And less experienced workers, by having more access to more knowledge, decreases their cognitive stress. So they actually make smarter decisions as they're seeing the work streams come up and step them through a process. They do so with much more confidence. And they also know that if they do get stuck, they can make a call. And I think anyone in the human experience who undergoes stress realizes that when you're stressed, your focus starts to shrink, you start to maybe panic a little bit, and you can make some really poor decisions. And one of the ways that we've been able to combat poor decision making is by providing a wealth of knowledge and connectivity. As I said earlier, it is device agnostic, and we also have a set of APIs at our backend server that will connect to any existing workforce management system, IoT system, what have you. Again, it's all about that connectivity and giving access to that knowledge so that workers can make better decisions. And it's ultimately focused on the efficiency of the worker themselves. It's the job. We're not trying to sell an IoT system. We're not trying to sell anything other than greater efficiency. And so when you think about the job and breaking down in terms of work streams, the day-to-day work, the collaboration they now have access to, and the integration with existing services that they might already be familiar with, by putting that experience that Manifest really at the core, it allows the worker to have access to all of these and do jobs more efficiently. So I know we showed in the video some of the examples, just some quick streams. So the individual is working here on a jet engine. You see that step 4 is digitally augmented, spatially oriented to this one component of this jet. He sees the written instruction. In this case, he's pulled up a schematic, so he can actually get a little bit more information on exactly what he's working on. But he could have just as easily pulled up a quick video that the author had put in the system earlier, so he knew exactly what he needed to do for that very specific step. And then in the lower right-hand corner, again, the investment in iPad has been massive, especially in aerospace. And so the ability to actually provide this experience on existing hardware and minimize the additional investment customers need to make to be able to harness this connectivity is very, very important for us to leverage. We also talked about the collaboration aspect. Anyone who's been sitting in front of a computer for the last 20 years knows that they can just fire up a Teams call or what have you, contact anyone in the workplace. By putting this deskless collaboration connectivity at the core of the job process, now these 2.8 billion people can connect with other people who can help them. This is the work we did with the US Army. This is an expert who's sitting off-site. We have an operator who's wearing a HoloLens, and they're looking at a side skirt of this tank. He gets a little stuck in the operation, so he makes a video chat call. This expert is looking through the lens of the operator in real time. So he's able to give them exact instructions as to what they need to do to be able to mitigate whatever issue has been raised. And we can do this from inside of a workplace. We can do it in the field. It doesn't really matter as long as there's a certain level of connectivity, and that can be in the cloud. That can be 100% on-premise, so fully air-gapped from the internet, or it can be actually run offline. So lots of strength in terms of what we're being able to do in terms of providing connectivity to end workers. And then again, I've talked about the integration. In the lower corner here, this is live IoT data that we're propagating directly over the machine. So as those sensors are picking up that data, our APIs tie into a back-end IoT system, and we can propagate that IoT data live. So again, providing a more knowledgeable workspace for that worker. So what we focused on over the last 3 years, and I'm happy to say that we won Microsoft's Mixed Reality Partner of the Year last year with this solution, are really these use cases. So it works for assembly, MRO, product training, field repairs, inspection and audit, and product support. And we've gotten to a point now where we have a number of customers who actually are building the content themselves and then selling that to their end customers. So as they sell their components on, they actually provide all of the step-by-step instructions where they used to send a tech out to the customer. Now they just send a device with content that they have authored. So it's infinitely scalable as well and provides the same level of connectivity as the previous use cases. So I'd be happy to have any conversations after this presentation or take any questions now. Peter, I haven't been on previous ones, so I'm not sure if people are taking questions or not.
If you do have questions you'd like to pose publicly, feel free to do so. But otherwise, step forward and exchange business cards. But equally, tell them where they can find you here at the show.
Key point. So we're a proud member of the state of Washington. We're in the booth right behind here. The booth with a green awning. It's booth 1680. We're in the corner. We are tactile, so feel free to come by and see a live demo on the HoloLens, on the iPad. We actually have an on-premise server running here, so we can show you what it's like to be completely secure and air-gapped in the internet. Thank you very much.